The man picks up a handful of dung and takes a careful whiff, determining that the yaks must be nearby. He smears the dung on his face to mask his human scent and slowly leads his tribesmen closer, waiting for the right moment to strike. A few ants crawl onto him, but he doesn't even flinch, swallowing them whole without a second thought. As the herd of yaks approaches, now within attacking range, the chief immediately gives the order. The tribesmen rush forward, hurling their stone spears to block the yak's path. With no choice but to turn around, the herd is unaware that they're heading straight towards a cliff. Suddenly, an enraged yak turns its attention to the weakest human, charging at the boy and sending him flying towards the cliff's edge. In a critical moment, the father throws his stone spear, but it's too late. The chief rushes to the cliff's edge and looks down, only to see his son clinging to a rock, in danger of falling at any moment. The father shouts, urging his son to hold on a little longer, but the injured boy has no strength left. As the rock crumbles away, he plummets down the cliff. Fortunately, the boy lands on a ledge. Unable to accept the cruel reality, the father wants to go down and save him, but the tribesmen persuade him not to risk it. The father calls out desperately from the cliff's edge until nightfall, but the boy still shows no response. Faced with the abyss, the heartbroken chief has no choice but to let go, as he must lead the hunting party and their prey back to the tribe. After an unknown amount of time, the boy is awakened by a vulture, only to find himself on a cliff face. He calls out for his father in despair, but no one answers. The boy knows that if he just sits and waits, death is his only option. So he starts trying to climb down, but soon runs out of footholds. He clings to a crevice, stuck between a rock and a hard place, hanging in midair. Suddenly, a rainstorm hits. The boy holds on for dear life, feeling cold and hungry. He looks down in fear, but notices a large pool of rainwater gathering at the bottom of the cliff. He makes a bold decision. Sometime later, the boy wakes up, not only thirsty and hungry, but with a dislocated ankle. Gritting his teeth through the pain, he uses a rock to snap his ankle back into place and limps towards the cliff. Finally reaching the edge, he discovers a grave his father built for him. His heart fills with despair and overwhelming grief. Without his father and tribesmen to guide him, he can't find his way home. At the same time, the howling of a wolf pack echoes from a nearby mountaintop. He quickly gets up and hurries along, stumbling and scrambling up a dead tree before dark, surviving his first night alone. The next day, he's just filled a pot with water from the lake when the wolf pack spots him and gives chase. He quickly climbs the dead tree and, in a panic, pulls out his dagger and slashes at a wolf's leg, narrowly escaping danger. As the wolf pack gradually disperses, only the severely injured wolf is left, lying on the ground, barely breathing. The boy slowly approaches, raising his spear, ready to pierce the wolf's head. But he can't bring himself to do it. Even when hunting, he couldn't bring himself to kill a wild boar. And now, even facing the wolf that nearly tore him apart, he can't do it. He carefully ties the wolf's mouth with a rope and carries it to the riverbank. The boy takes the wolf to a cave to spend the night,